Nice to see all of you again. And today's press meeting is about the World Cup qualification, who now starts. It was supposed to start earlier, but due to the COVID, the pandemic, it was postponed. And now we can start the World Cup journey. And the FIFA CAF have decided that the first two matches is now going to be played here in September. Then we will play another two matches in October, and then we will play next year in March the last two games. So a new journey starts. I wish that this press meeting could have been already for like 2 weeks ago, because I want to let you know that already for a month ago, TFF, they sent a letter to all Vodacom Premier League clubs telling that we wanted to start the preparation with the Taif Stars on the 15th of August, because the Vodacom Premier League is not playing at the moment. So we wanted to take this opportunity to start on the 15th of August, which will give us close to 3 weeks to prepare for the first game on the 2nd of September and the second game the 7th of September. But after sending the letter, some of the VPL clubs, they replied that they were not able, they were outside the country for doing the preparation, so they could only, the player would be back end of the month. And now some kind of negotiation, discussion was now moving on, because if the players for the Taif Stars would come back on the 28, 29, that would only give us like 2 days of preparation. And I think I have mentioned again and again, the will to be prepared is so important. And that is the reason, after some discussion, now the agreement between everyone is that all players will report for the Taif Stars camp on the 24th of August, which means we can start our training on the 25th. That gives us 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. It gives us 5 days, and then we have to travel to Lubumbashi, DRC Congo, or play DRC Congo. I can just tell you, I took a check to see how do our neighbors around us, how do they prepare. If I checked Uganda, they started exactly that we wanted on the 15th of August. And after some days, some training, they go to the Middle East, to Jordan, to prepare themselves for a camp there, to play 2 international friendly. And then they come back and they play another international friendly on the 29th. That is close to 3 weeks and 3 international friendly. That was the kind of preparation as head coach I was dreaming about. But the reality is different, and we now have, from the 25th of August, we have 5 days. With 5 days of preparation, I have suggested to TFF that at least we play 1 international friendly. This 1 international friendly can be played on the 29th, on Sunday, the 29th of August, and then the day after we will have to leave for DRC Congo. So, because everything there have been this discussion, now TFF is now trying to find an opponent to play on the 29th. Hopefully we will have 1 international friendly, and it has to be here in Dar es Salaam, because with only 5 days of preparation, we cannot afford to travel outside and use 2 or 3 days for traveling, because we only have 5 days of preparation here in Dar. So hopefully it will go well, that we can do 4 days of training, then play an international friendly on the 29th of August here in Dar. And we are in contact with some of our neighbors to see if they can come here and play with us. As I mentioned, we are playing the 2 games. The first one will be the 2nd of September in Lubumbashi. We will play artificial ground. And that's also the reason when we prepare here, we will prepare at artificial, either at Uhuru or at JK Park. So we are training at artificial. Then we come back, and then on the 7th of September, we have to play Madagascar here in Dar. That is the first 2 games in the first window of FIFA in September. Just for your information, if we look at the ranking of the team in our group, we have 4 teams. The DRC Congo is at the FIFA ranking number 1. They are the 61 at the moment. And then we have Benin. They are like number 80, 82 I think it's exactly. And then we have Madagascar. They are ranking number 3. They are number 100. And then the last one is Tanzania. We are ranked around 140, like 137. So that is the ranking in our group. The team selection for this time is, as always, based on the performance of the player when they play mainly in the Vodacom Premier League. Of course, we have also looked at how did the team perform last camp when we played Malawi, and there is also have an eye on how did the players perform when they went with the under 23 for the CECAFA Cup, where they took the title. So it's a combination that we need to have players who are ready to perform because they have performed well, whatever they perform for their club team or for the under 23. And then we also bring some players in which have the potential for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We want to groom some players. I can give you an example. I will let you know the name a little bit later. But when it comes to goalkeepers, we will have 4 goalkeepers in the beginning. When we travel, we will travel with 3 goalkeepers. So the 2 of the goalkeepers will be experienced. And then we have chosen 2 very young goalkeepers, which we believe have the potential for the day after tomorrow. And if you remember last time when I was here, some years back, Aishi Manula at that time, he was in as a young player together with the experienced goalkeeper. And then from there he was groomed, and today he's the keeper number 1 in the country. So we still want to groom some young players there as well. So let me now, I always try to practice a little bit of the Swahili. So Nataka, Kutangaza, Kikosi, Cha Timu, Ya Taifa, Ya Tanzania, Taifa Stars. The 28 players who are selected is Aishi Manula, Emnata, and then the 2 young goalkeepers I talked about, Ramahani Kabwili and Wilbul Maseke, who was also a part of the under-23 tournament. Then we have Somari Kapombe, Israel Mwenda, Erasto Leoni, Dixon Yob, Bakari Wanyeto, Kennedy Juma, and then again 2 young players, Lusatio Ilukaka and Abdul Razak Hamza, who did a good job with the under-23. Then we have Muhammad Hussein, Nixon Kibabache, Edward Manyama, and that is the defender. When we go to the midfielder, we have Ayub Lianga, Meshak, and then we also want this time to bring Novatus Dismas in. He is actually at the moment playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv, and he's actually tonight he is in Europe to play the European Confederation Cup, and he's playing for his team. We have another player who is also playing tonight in the European, that's Samata, who is playing for Fenerbahce. And then we have Msamiro, and we have Mudati Yahaya, Faisal Salum, Salum Abubakar, and Sawadi Muya. And then we have Idi Nado, Abdul Sulaiman, and then we have Mbana Samata, John Boko, and Simon Msuva. Totally, it's 4 goalkeepers and 24 outfield players. That's 28. The day we are traveling to Congo, we will travel with 23 players. So we will leave 5 players behind us. But for the first day, we would like to have this number because we never know. There can be players who are injured. it can be the COVID test or whatever, so we need to have to be on the safe side. And we also want to give some of the youngsters to groom them for the future. And if you look at the team selection, I think the youngest players we have in the squad is like Abdul Razak and Misak. They are born 2003. Then we have Dixon, Nixon, Novatus. They are born 2002. And then we have Abdul and Ramahani and Wilbur and Israel. They are born 2000. So there is a number of young players, and at the same time they are also the very experienced player. And of course, when you play the World Cup qualification, you play away in the first game against a strong opponent who are number 60 on the FIFA ranking, and majority of the Congo players are all coming from top level in Europe, all of them. They are playing Belgium, La Liga, Premier League and so on. Then we need to have players who have experience and know to be strong in the situation. So I think we have a good balance of youngsters and experienced players who can support each other. I look forward to start the camp, and last time when we had the camp, there was a very, very nice harmony between all the players in the team. They like to work together on-site, out the pitch and on the pitch. They were really a good, like a big football family, and that's what we want to build again, to continue to have this good respect for each other and the commitment that everyone wants to work, because it's so important that everyone comes there, because he wants to grow, he wants to be better and better, and he wants to give his strengths to the team, because first of all it's about the Taif Stars. Asante sana.